All right, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Hope you're all having a good day. I just want to do a few announcements before we get started with our speakers. First of all, movie night, September 11th at 6:30. Sign-up sheet on the bulletin board if anyone is interested in movie night. Next Friday, the 14th, we are having our van celebration. I don't know if you've all noticed. In the parking lot is our new van that just arrived. And Oma just used it this morning. Everything went well. So, yeah. So the van celebration is next Friday, 11:30. We do have Father Nick from St. Mary's Church that's coming to bless the van. And we have some special guests from the Board of Selectmen that will be here as well. So we're hoping that you can all attend and help us celebrate. We're going to have lunch, of course, and then a celebration with a cake with the van picture on it. So it'll be pretty cool. So hoping you can come for that. September 17th is flu clinic. So if you need your flu shot, sign up for that. That's on the bulletin board as well. September 19th, we have a cruise on Webster Lake, the Indian Princess. This is your last chance to sign up for that trip. Okay, so if you are interested, we have a few more slots left for that. At the back table over here is the library is conducting a survey. So take the survey. It's on the back table. Fill it out. Return it back to us. Gail is showing the surveys here. So bring that home with you. Fill it out and return it back to us. They would like everyone's input for those surveys for the library. And then I wanted to also let you know there's a porchetta dinner sponsored by the Uxbridge Elderly Connection, and that's on October 6th at the VFW. Tickets are now on sale for that. You can buy your tickets here. Those tickets are $20 each, and that's to a fundraiser for the center. I think that's it. Let's do a moment of silence first before we serve lunch. Okay, thank you. Hope you enjoy your lunch. So I want to also announce Tim Burke, our acting Chief of Police, is here today with Kristin Black from the Board of Health. So I want to thank Tim for everything that he's done for the town. There is a new police chief that was hired, and I'm sure he'll be talking about that today. So welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? We will get going with our monthly Lunch and Learn. As you know, I'm Timmy Burke. I'm with the police department. I'm currently the interim chief. And this month, I can actually tell you that we have a new chief coming. Mark Montmini is currently the chief in Manchester, Connecticut. Today is actually his last day there. He will be here on the 13th to take over the Uxbridge Police Department and continue to move us forward and into who knows what, our next generation, I guess. Mark has been with Manchester since 1989. He worked his way up from a patrolman, and he's held just every position within that agency, and he's been the chief for approximately the last 10 years. So he has a very diverse background. He's very well educated, and we look forward to what he's going to do, not only for the town of Uxbridge, but with the Uxbridge Police Department. So that's our bit of exciting news for the last month or so that we've been sitting on it. So this should be a good thing. Next Wednesday, the 12th at 6 o'clock in the lower town hall across the street is going to be his swearing in. If you're interested in attending, it's about an hour. It takes about 30 seconds to swear him in, but he'll be there for about an hour if you want to stop by and say hi and get to meet him. And if not, he'll be at the next Lunch and Learn on October 5th. and we'll publicly introduce them to you folks as well. Aside from that, big exciting news. August was a little hot. We managed to survive. Hopefully, all of you did as well. We had one time where we needed to open the senior center as a cooling center. We did that with Lisa and Chief Kessler and the emergency management director, and everything went very well. I think we had maybe one person come down for a little bit, and then National Grid was on their game and got power back up and restored for us. So it was a very short-lived thing, but the system worked the way it's supposed to and the way we've planned it. So we thank Lisa and the chief and everyone that was involved in that. Our guys are continuing to push forward. I've sent guys to a couple of schools this month. I had them come back, bring different trainings with them, and we're starting to implement some new programs that you folks are going to see. And of course, as my three young friends right here can tell you, school opened, which they look very excited about. So we worked in conjunction with our school administration. As you know, we closed McCluskey School last June, and we kind of moved some grades around, which caused some traffic issues, which caused some other issues that thankfully the school administration and worked with us. I think we have a good plan in place for these schools. I'm sure somebody doesn't think so, but we're going to give it some time, assess it, and hopefully we can work all the little bugs out. But we thank everyone for working with us. So if you do see the big yellow things out on the street, just keep in mind they're back, and they'll be here for a little while, and we got to deal with them and avoid Granite Street in the morning if you can. Other than that, I'll be walking around if there's any questions. But today I have a very special person with me today. As always, my administrative assistant, Jean Daly, who has been through several chiefs. And Jean will be taking on the reins of Chief Montminy and making sure he goes in the proper direction, as she has kept me in the right direction for the last 8 months. So, Jean, I appreciate everything you've done, and thank you. She does a great job. She keeps me grounded. And today I have from the Board of Health, I have Miss Kristin Black. Kristin's going to come up and talk to you about some of the initiatives they have. And she is a wealth of knowledge and resources, so if you have questions, feel free to fire her at them or grab her after. But I lean on Kristin very heavily for a lot of questions that come across with us and stuff that we do between the two agencies. So, Kristin?
Hi there. Thank you, Chief Burke, for the nice introduction. So again, my name's Kristin Black. I work with the Board of Health office. We are up on the second floor of Town Hall, and I believe David Tabscott, one of our members, recently spoke maybe a few months back at a Lunch and Learn. So I'll try not to be redundant. And again, just like Chief Burke, I'll be floating around here. So if you have any questions, the most timely notification for you at this point is we are going to be offering our free flu shot clinic. That's going to be in 2 Mondays, so not next week, but the week after. It's Monday, September 17th. It's at 1:30, so I believe that should be conveniently after lunch if you guys are serving lunch. So that flu clinic is open to all Uxbridge employees and also to all Uxbridge residents. If anyone here lives at Crown and Eagle, they will offer a Crown and Eagle only flu clinic, and you should be hearing about that through Crown and Eagle. So for residents there, you could go to that clinic, but for all other town employees and residents, again, it's going to be in 2 Mondays, and it's at 1:30 to 3. Just as a reminder to bring your insurance cards. They will not be billing your insurance, but it is required documentation through the state. And also, with any shots, please remember to wear a short sleeve t-shirt or short sleeve shirt. And this, again, is brought to you, the Uxbridge Board of Health. Part of our budget pays for a contract we share with the Salmon VNA and Hospice, and it covers the cost of this clinic for residents. We're also, this year, we'll be offering another flu clinic through the schools. That date is yet to be announced, but that will be held at one of the schools, and that will be, again, open to all residents. So that information will be posted shortly. So if anyone has a question, I believe, Lisa, did you post this somewhere? I can leave them with you, so that's posted up as well. Some other reminders, and I can't remember if David spoke about this at all, Dr. Tapscott. The Board of Health also works closely with a recently formed committee called the Recycling and Sustainability Committee. And so you do have one of these pamphlets available. I printed them in a larger size because there is small font. So one of the things the Board of Health does is we respond to any issues with trash complaints or rubbish. If a trash is building up in your neighbor's yard, you're worried about rodents, your trash containers or, pests are getting into them, those sort of things. We'll deal with that from a public health side. We also permit all the curbside haulers in town, so all the trucks that are going up and down the street and picking up bins, and removing them, we permit them through the Board of Health office. One initiative we're working on right now with the Board of Health is we are looking into a possible municipal trash contract that will be discussed at the Board of Selectmen meeting next week on Monday. Jen, is that right? So again, if you hear anything about that, that's something the Board of Health is looking into with the Recycling and Sustainability Committee, but that's about, having a townwide voluntary trash hauler. But if you are looking to dispose of difficult items, like paint or styrofoam or excessive amounts of cardboard or things like that, you can always are welcome to call our office. You can refer to this pamphlet here, but we help with complaints relating to trash and removal of difficult items. And speaking of that, one item that is banned from the waste stream is sharps. So if you either yourself are using needles for medication or even for a pet, or if you have someone in your family, they are difficult to dispose of. The Board of Health, I believe it was last May, we started a sharps program. So we will accept your sharps in approved containers. We also, with our budget, we're able to buy extra containers. So this is an approved sharps container. You might see them at your medical office. They are available for sale at, CVS, pharmacies. But these are the containers we prefer to receive your sharps in. The town of Uxbridge did not have a sharps program for years, so a lot of people stockpiled sharps in their basement. It's not something anyone wants to deal with after the fact or they don't know about it. So if you have been stockpiling sharps, please call our office. We do have additional containers. In certain circumstances, we may accept them in an alternative container, like a detergent bottle. So we're happy to try to work with you on properly disposing of these. There is no cost for this program. The Board of Health funds it through our budget. Third-party United Waste picks them up. So I brought some of these extra free containers. I'll be passing these out. If you need more, if you get in touch with any of the staff here at the Senior Center, I'll be happy to bring some by, as long as we have it in our budget to keep replenishing this. So again, we have the sharps containers in 2 sizes available in the Board of Health office. So we do have the larger container if you're if you're at daily use. That's probably a better size for you. Again, the drop-off for this is on the 2nd floor of Town Hall. I know it's not easy access, so if you are to go into Town Hall, if you talk to the town clerk's office right as you walk in, have them give us a call. We'll be happy to walk down the stairs and assist you with bringing the sharps upstairs. So again, these sharps brochures with the information, our hours and phone number are available at the end desk, or you can come see me and I'd be happy to pass these around. So back to the recycling and sustainability and some different initiatives we're working on. I believe last time when Dr. Tapscott was here, he may have handed out some of these freebies here. So we applied for a grant through Mass DEP, and they helped to purchase, or they were wholly purchased through DEP funds. These are kitchen scrap buckets if any of you are composting. I know some areas may have compost. You can make your own fairly inexpensively, or the Board of Health is hoping to actually begin selling the large composters for your backyard again. Again, purchased with DEP's funds. So if you're interested, we do have a little flyer here. It talks about what's safe to compost and what's not. Like, for example, you wouldn't want to put meat into a compost area, but just some other helpful hints and tips. So again, come see me if you would like a scrap bucket. We do have some more at the Board of Health office. These were first given out in the spring when we did our Town of Uxbridge cleanup event. So we're trying to encourage recycling, sustainability, and those sort of things through the Board of Health office. So some of the other things we do on a daily basis, we process applications. We deal with septic systems and wells. If you have questions about where your septic system may be, or your well, or questions about upgrading a system, those sort of things, we process those applications. As you are well aware, probably, we also deal with food permits, and we inspect all the kitchens in town. We have a food inspector, Joan St. Andre, who does that. So if you're ever out at an establishment and you're worried about health or safety or see any issues, we would be the office you would call. And another big component of how we can support you, for anybody in especially a rental situation, we are responsible for enforcing the state sanitary code. And so we want to make sure everybody is in a healthy living environment. So if you're having any issues with adequate heat, hot water, screens on your windows, certain things not working, if you're in a rented apartment, we're happy to work with you and your landlord. And again, all these services are provided for free to the town. Some other projects, we were here, I guess, a few months back talking about clean water. And we did a presentation about the Kempton Road contamination, which seems to be in check. And we also we're working with the DPW and the public water supply. So we can help answer questions about testing your well, or if you have any questions along those lines. So I think that sort of covers what we do in the Board of Health office. We love to have visitors. We're happy to take phone calls. So if you have any concerns related to public health, please give us a ring. And thank you for the opportunity to come today.